Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Aisha, and today I'm going to talk about being homeless for 3 months and just the experience that I went through, what happened, how it happened, and where I'm at now. But if you saw my recent vlog, baby, you already know where we're at now, okay? So let's get into this video. Okay, so my story basically began back in March when me and my husband had decided that we were going to move to Indianapolis. We're born and raised here. We are Naptown natives, okay? Like, we are born and raised, so we are very familiar of the city. So we had an eviction that happened back in 2020 and we never paid it off. It was one of those things like, well, if we keep getting approved for places, then why are we gonna pay it off? But in the town that we were in, we was living in Anderson. Y'all, you can get a place in like 2 seconds in Anderson. So if you know, you know. It's very cheap to live there. Cost of living ain't that much. It used to be like a booming little city, and now here in 2024, it's not a lot going on there. If you ever been there, it's not a lot going on there. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. So for us, we knew that being in Anderson, we wasn't gonna have too much like transportation. There's Ubers and Lyfts, but like very few far in between. So we knew that it was time for us to go. Like once we came back up here for an event in March, we were like, yeah, we're making this decision. So I had applied for my current position, I want to say in May. It could have been in April or May, one of those. I had decided to go ahead and apply, and I didn't hear, well, no, I think it was really at the end of March. The end of March I applied. I didn't really hear nothing back for a while because the school year was still going on. And then I did hear email. Well, I did get an email, and I was like, oh my God, is this my way out of Anderson? Is this my way out? Because I had moved back to Anderson when I was fresh from high school. And I was telling myself, like, I'm gonna stay here, you know, rock it out. You know, it is what it is. I like it. It's cheap. You know, it ain't too expensive. So why would I move? I was stable. So basically, I had applied, and when I heard my first email back, I was told, you know, basically the school year was still wrapping up, and once that happened, my interview would probably be somewhere in the summertime, obviously. So had the first interview, I was nervous. Had the second interview, I did a video about that and I posted it or whatever. And by the end of the video, if you know, you know, obviously I got the job. So I was currently doing an at-home job, and I was working for DCF. And I was like, okay, well, this is my out from this job because I hated working for DCF. So we had started looking for places. We had applied for a few places, got denied because of the eviction. And like dummies, like I was like, oh my God, I keep, you know, spending this money on these application fees, hundreds of dollars on application fees, and we're not getting approved. And it's because of the damn eviction. It's not even necessarily our credit score, it was the eviction. So I was like, oh my God, we should have just paid this off. Like, I'm getting upset at all of us now because I'm like, we should have just paid this off. It would have been so much easier. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just see about trying to just go up there myself. And I had a friend that was okay with me staying up there until we found a place. Little did I know in our story, she was gonna pop back up again. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, we did not find a place in time, and by July 30th, we had decided to go ahead and pack up all of our stuff, and we moved to Indy. We decided to ask one of my husband's family member, who we're gonna name, I'm gonna call her Marge. So Marge decided to let us come stay with her, and I was like, okay. I was pretty nervous about that because people in the family did come stay with her previously, and their experience was crazy as well. So Marge basically opened her home up to us. We was able to stay there. Our dog was able to come as well. So day one, July 30th, we were there. July 31st was my first official day of work. So I'm there. I'm hitting the ground running. As soon as I get to Indianapolis, like, things are moving pretty quickly for me. I never really was at the house in the beginning because obviously I'm always at work, you know what I'm saying? So as we're there, we are being told basically we have, you know, a few months and we can, you know, stay until we get up on our feet here in Indy. And me and my husband's like, okay, cool, bet. All we gotta do is basically buy our food. We ain't gotta pay no bills here. Like, we gonna be cool. One thing that I did dislike being there was that my dog had to be outside. I did not like that. I did not want that. And if you're a dog person, like, you know, or just like an animal person, somebody that cares for dogs, care for animals, shit like that can really bother you. And every day I'm stressed out about my dog. I'm going days without seeing him because I'm like, going out there would bring me into this like mood. So if anything, Anthony was the only one seeing him every single day. He was putting his eyes on him every single day, letting him off the leash every single day, right? So he's eating, he's cool, he's chilling outside. But really, at night, when he's wanting somebody, we couldn't bring him in. Then, you know, one night it was like rained really, really bad. The power went out and our dog was just like outside in this terrible rainstorm. And I'm like, do you think she'll let, you know, Benj in the basement at least? And he's like, no. He was like, as long as she's breathing, there ain't no dogs coming in this house. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. I'm asking people at work, can somebody take him for, you know, a couple of weeks until me and Anthony find a place? Everybody's saying, no, we can't do it, we can't do it, we can't do it, we can't do it. And I'm like, oh my God, my dog really is outside. So once it started getting cold, that's when I was like, okay, this ain't gonna work here. So more of like in the house things. So in the midst of this time, obviously Anthony is still looking for places. I'm looking at places. I have people sending me stuff about houses, about apartments and things like that. And I'm like, I'm not finding anything. Like nothing is still approving us. So I'm like, we're kind of like in this weird situation. Like we're kind of fucked. We're fucked. I mean, that's the only way I can really describe it. We're fucked. So little things started to happen. I'm gonna talk about the 3 major things that really made me be like, I got to go. So the first thing was the bathroom. His sister lives there with Marge, and you know, it's cool or whatever with them. With just them two, it's cool, I guess. Like, I mean, if it's just two full bathrooms and then 2 people, you know, basically you got your own bathroom, you know, it's fine. So while there, I'm noticing his sister's not using the bathroom as much. Or when she is using the bathroom, it's like she's doing something in there real quick and then come right back out, like peeing or something, then she's come right back out. So Marge came into the bathroom one day and was like, this bathroom is nasty. There's hair all over the place. And I'm like, hair everywhere. I'm thinking, I don't even do my hair in the bathroom. I don't even be in there doing my hair in the morning. It's like, what are you talking about?
Okay, so add on a little bit more about what I'm about to say here. There was just like unnecessary nagging about small things that were specifically in this bathroom, to the point where I didn't even want to use the bathroom. I didn't. And I have 1 kidney. I shouldn't be holding my damn pee. I am 28. What the hell I look like holding my pee all day?
Anthony goes in there and he's like, Marge, there's no hair. Like he said who she is to him. He's like, Marge, there's no hair in here. There's like no hair. He's like, I just slept up over there. Actually, there's no hair on here on the floor. Like, what are you talking about? So she's like bitching about the bathroom. And I'm like, understandably, you don't want your bathroom to be nasty. So Anthony was like, you know, it's cool. I'll clean the bathroom. That's fine. So I'm like in the bathroom. She had mentioned something about she didn't want to see pubic hairs in her bathtub either. So I'm like, okay, I can't shave. I can't nair. Because I don't want to accidentally have a pubic hair fall. Like, it was so childish. So I'm just like, I got to go. Like, I can't properly take a poop without her coming to the bathroom and being like, there's shit stains on my toilet. And I'm just like, this is too much. So she starts calling us nasty from that. So I'm telling Anthony, like, after I'm getting out the shower, my heart beating fast because I'm like, did I clean the bathroom up properly? Like, I'm stressing about using a freaking bathroom. So she got mad one day and was like, y'all don't have to use my bathroom. Y'all can figure out how y'all gonna use the bathroom somewhere else. And I'm just like, are you being so childish right now? Like, be so FFR, be so for real. So I was telling Anthony, like, that's weird. And we're talking to other family members and they're like, yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about crazy enough. You know, sounds crazy. But after that whole first real incident with the bathrooms, like, I'm noticing his sister is not using the bathroom. And I'm like, I think that's because they want to say, like, they're the reasons the bathroom is looking like that. They're the reasons the bathroom is dirty. But then, this is the kicker. The first night that we were there, the bathroom wasn't clean. The sink visibly had, like, grime in it. And I'm like, even if Anthony's not cleaning the bathroom, or even if we wasn't here, this bathroom is not like spick and span. But okay, pop off. Just to have a reason to, like, you know, say something about the bathroom. So I'm like, okay, I'll be more cautious on how I use the bathroom. Every time I'm going to go to the bathroom, whether that be taking a pee, taking a poop, I'm cleaning the bathroom every single time, basically, I'm using it. Just so she doesn't have to say nothing. It was bad. It was getting to the point where I'm like, I take a poop, I'm done. I'm spraying down the toilet. I'm scrubbing it out because I'm like, I don't want her to be the reason she's saying something to me. So the next thing that happened was a pot. This was like so random. So I'm in the bedroom with Anthony that we were in. I'm in the bedroom and I'm like, what is that smell? It smells like something is burning, like real bad. You know how like you let the water burn out of a pot and you didn't mean for that to happen? So you like, oh shit, like I forgot this was in here boiling. So she had went to the store and left a pot on. Mind you, her stove is gas. She left this pot on, and at that point, Anthony was, he had already had it up to here, but he had it up to here with the stuff. Cause he's like, nah, cause it had already started to be like weird how she was acting and saying like, oh, Anthony does so much for you. He does so much for you. Like, da 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 da. And I'm like, I'm not going down to the basement to get our food. Like, I'm not walking down the steps because that's where our food was at, in the refrigerator down in the basement. I'm like, I'm not walking down there. So yeah, he's going to go get it. Or if there's something in the kitchen that he needs to read to me or tell me where it's at, he's going to do it. I mean, he helps me. I'm his wife. Despite me being blind, like, he helps me. So she kept saying little things about that. But he ends up calling her about the pot. And she's like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. So she's like, oh, I'm all the way down here at Walmart or Meijer, one of those. And I'm like, what? And Anthony's like, he's pissed. He's mad. So I was like, we've been here over a month at this point. And I was like, that's weird. Why would she do that? And I'm already thinking like she's gonna try to say that I tried to burn. Like, I'm thinking in my head like she's gonna flip this and tell her family like Aisha burnt up my pie. She gonna owe me a pie. Like, I'm getting pissed in my head thinking about like she's gonna try to spin this narrative. So I hear, you know, he's like, babe, get up, get dressed. We about to go on a walk. We got binge. We getting ready to go. So as he is coming up, well, as he's going to go get binge, I'm outside, you know, fully dressed, ready for us to go on our walk. She's pulling up and she's like, I didn't mean to do that. You know, it must be my age. You know, I really need therapy. Y'all know I need therapy. I'm old, da da da. And I'm like, it could have been a mistake, but I'm like, you don't normally do shit like that. And then her excuse was she was going to put hot water down the drain because the kitchen, you know, sink was clogged up. And I'm like, we were just in there and it wasn't clogged up. Okay. Like, okay. So me and Anthony had left the house for like 3 hours on the phone with some family, just talking about what experience we had been experiencing. And then a little stuff that she would say to him while I'm not at the house. So I'm like peeping all this, right? But my final straw was her making her big grand, like, voila moments, okay? So I guess it was her birthday, the day that this unfolded. I'm at work. Anthony texts me and is like, she's already on her BS. And I'm like, oh, hell. I'm getting off work. I'm like, hell. Like, this is too much. So I'm like, okay, tell me what's going on. So I'm getting out for work, and the teacher that I work with, he had just left out the room to go home for the night. And I'm still waiting on my ride. And he's like, she took the keys to the back door and I can't go outside to get binge. And I'm like, what? Not her complaining about the dog barking all day. Probably because he's hot. Could be thirsty, you know. Could be tied up. And I'm like, not her taking the keys, because to get out the house, either the front door or the back door, you need a key to get out and you need a key to get in. So I'm like, not her taking the keys. So I'm like, that's petty. That's weird. So he sees her pulling up. And she's like, oh, I need to talk to you, grandson. I need to talk to you. And he's like, oh, okay, what's up? She said, you know, I'm letting y'all live here, but I don't appreciate y'all leaving my doors open, wide open, while y'all here. Anthony says, what? So I'm on the phone now. Like, I'm on the phone with him, hearing this conversation unfold. He's like, what? I didn't leave the doors open. Why would I do that? Like, why would I leave the doors open? Our stuff is in here too. So if somebody was gonna rob, like, our stuff is in here too. Why would we leave the doors open? Like, wide open at that? So she is like, yeah, my front door was wide open. Like, his sister, your sister, walked right in here and said, oh, why is the doors open? I'm like, what? Now, mind you, that morning, Anthony had left out before me, and I left out after him, but I'm already on the porch. So I'm already outside when my ride had pulled up, and I pulled on the screen door. It's locked, and we pulled up the other door. The back door was locked as well, because I always hear him lock it and then put it in a little thing, the little cup thing that she has next to her door. So I'm like, what? Like, I'm still on the phone with him. I'm like, what? Why is she saying that? And he's like, you basically saying, not trying to physically say you're lying, but that's what he's saying in his words. Like, you're lying. Like, I didn't do that. That's not true.
Okay, so I wanted to add, he did catch Marge in a lie. So tell them what you caught.
Yeah, she said my sister came in and seen the door wide open. But then she flipped it and said she seen the door was wide open. Then I turned around and said, wait, I thought you said my sister seen it. You know what I mean? Walked in on it. Not you seen it.
So it was like one of those, so what was the truth? Did you see it? Or did she tell you? That's where we were like, not you lying, like just bold-faced lying for no fucking reason at all.
She was like, so how did your sister walk right into my house? How did she walk right into my house? And he's like, I don't know. I know that we didn't do that. That wasn't on us. I'm like, at this point, thinking in my head, she left this door open. She opened that door before his sister got there. Had to have done that for her to be able to walk right in like that. Because we had never did that. And the whole time, that I've ever known him, I know that the family makes sure that these doors are locked because of the type of neighborhood that she's in. So I'm like, why would we have left you exposed like that? I don't care how my current stance of how I feel about you is. I wouldn't have even done that to my grandmother. I don't have the best relationship with my mom. I wouldn't even done that to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? So I'm like, babe, don't worry about it. Nope, we gone. She ain't gotta worry about us. Nope, we gone. And he's like basically calling her a liar to her face because you're lying. And she had her little performance on her birthday. So I'm like, pop off, baby. Pop off. Do your big one, girl. So I get on the phone. I calls my brother. I calls my dad. And I'm like, y'all need to come help me. We gotta move. So my dad got there a little bit after I got there. And Anthony was already in the process of packing our stuff because I couldn't do it. I wasn't gonna do it. Bad enough I'm in this fucked up situation with me and my husband, and then I have to then deal with this disrespect from you, and I be damn. So I decided to get up out of there, and that was 2 weeks ago. So just to recap, all this stuff that we're dealing with, the verbal stuff, the snide remarks, the weird, energy that we're dealing with, it's like we're already in a fucked up situation. And Anthony was like, after we left about that situation, he was just like, I was tired of seeing you cry like that. Like, we was coming to the end of the road with that, because you allowed us to come stay with you. You gave us this 6 months. We talked about this. We're making sure that we are buying our own food. We're not eating your food. We're cleaning up after ourselves. Like, we're doing all the things that you're asking. But in the slight moment of a fuck up, because humans make mistakes, you are taking shit to extremes. But the fact that you stood there and lied so easily, that is something is mentally wrong with you. Like, genuinely. So, I was like, no. I'm texting my friend. I'm like, hey, can me and my husband come stay with you for about a week? We just need to know November 1st. And baby, we out. So she, texts me and like, is everything okay? Is everything cool? Because I'm already telling people at work, kind of what's going on. I'm telling her what's going on, but I'm not really telling people too much. But I'm like trying to brief her real quick while Anthony's like packing. My dad is on the way. I'm just letting her know real quick in the text messages what's going on. I'm like, I can tell you everything once we get there type shit. So she agrees. She says yes. So we were there from that Wednesday, because it happened on a Wednesday. We were there for a full week. And then November 1st, that's when we got approved for this place that we're in now. And we moved in that same day. So I'm like, I'm telling her what happened. I'm telling my coworkers what happened. That next day I ended up taking the day off just to like have a mental break, because I was like, baby, this was insane. This was crazy, okay? So I'm just like emotionally, I was just so drained, so fed up, so over it, because I'm like, I didn't want to end my relationship with that family member like that. I didn't want to do that because I now can't trust you. There's nothing in my body that would trust you. There's nothing in my body that wants to go back over there to her house. Like, there's nothing in my body that wants to. It's like, thank you for the help that you did give, you know, allowing us to stay in your place, but like the emotional shit, baby, you can keep that. You can keep that. But I had so much help, you know. Shout out to Erin, shout out to Mackenzie, shout out to Roxanne, like shout out to y'all. Like, y'all really did y'all big more with helping us. And I'm forever grateful. But to know that like I was treated the way I was treated, baby, you will never get the chance to lie on me again. Ever. Okay? But an eviction. An eviction from 2020 was the reason on why we couldn't find a place so fast. It was the reason on why we couldn't find a place that was better than what we're in currently. Like, I'm gonna do a series starting on how I'm going to plan on building my credit. I'm going to take y'all over finances and how I'm going to be paying off my debt, the savings challenges that I will be starting soon. Like, stay tuned for all of it, because honey, when I tell you the come up is gonna be big, okay? And though we are not in the neighborhood that we want to be in, though we are not, you know, in a 3-bedroom, a two or 3-bedroom like we wanted to be in, though we are not in that, in a year's time we will be. We're gonna do some saving videos. Like I said, we're going to be doing finances videos, how to become more financially, you know, literate and all that good stuff, and just learning how to build your credit with a credit card. I am going to teach y'all as I'm teaching myself, as I'm learning myself, because what happened to me could happen to anybody. Having an eviction is not, you know, the worst thing in the world, but it is something that can prevent you from being in a stable place. And like I said, the place that we're living in now, I'm grateful that we're here. I'm even going to get renter's insurance as well, just to protect the things that's in my place as well. Just, you know, just to protect some shit. But yeah, your girl is safe. We're in our own place. We signed our lease November 1st. Today is November the 9th, and I'm just grateful that me and my husband did not, you know, break apart in the midst of this time frame, because being homeless with your spouse is a different thing. I never thought me and him would ever have to go through, but we still got a dog. We're still very much married. We're still very much happy. We're still very much grateful that we were in a position that we're in to be able to say that we can lay our heads down at night and be like, this is ours. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, please leave a heart in the comments, or you can leave a money emoji, any money emoji you want, okay, just to let me know that you've made it to the end of this video. But I want to say thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for my financing videos and how I'm becoming way more financially literate, and how I'm going to be coming up from the situation that we're currently in and getting our dream luxury apartment in 1 year. So I'm gonna see you in my next one. Bye.